Welcome to room 9, the region's largest classroom. I am Mrs. Wright and I teach at Monroe Elementary in St. Charles. Hey Mustangs! Today I will be teaching a reading lesson meant for second graders, but as always, everyone of all ages, adults, children, everyone, even my dad, hey dad, are welcome to learn with us. All right, so yesterday we started going on a journey of how we got Molly, and Molly was being super duper stubborn and she would not come into the camera. I don't have high hopes for that today either because she's not feeling great. We had to take her to the vet. She was like having trouble walking and standing up, and she's like super young, so we didn't really understand what that was about, but she's getting better. We think she just kind of like pulled a muscle. You kind of do that as an adult or as a human, and dogs can do it too. So we kind of think that that's what happened to her, and then she was being stubborn with the food that she wanted, so we've had to put her on a special diet this week, but she's really young and she's totally fine. She's just a little bit of a princess. Right, Molly? So we've had to take extra care of her this week, so I don't know if she'll come on camera. She's currently under the table right now. Molly, are you gonna come out? Come here. Come here. Come here. I just want her to come over here and say hi. Hold on. Can you hold on? Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. You want to say hi? You have tile. That's why it's so loud. Come here. Yeah. Come say hi. Say hi. Oh, there you are. They missed you yesterday. The whole week is about you. The whole thing. Say hi. Look. Oh, come here. Oh, there you are. Yes. So the whole week is about this week, girl. And yesterday we learned about flyers and about brochures, didn't we? Yeah. You're looking right at them. Say hi. Oh. It's the best dog ever. Best dog ever. And we learned that text structures, there's lots of different types. And, are you done? Well, at least you made one appearance. Thanks for making an appearance. Being a good girl. Okay. There's lots of different types of text structures. There can be a sequence, a compare and contrast, a describe, a cause and effect. So we've read a lot about text structures that use description and a little bit of cause and effect in the brochure. Like if you get a dog, these are the kinds of things you're going to have to do. So, I know. Say hi. You're just going to sit right there the whole episode? Huh? Sit right there the whole episode? Yes. She's very, very spoiled, aren't you, Malls? All right, that's good enough. Very spoiled. So, we are going to continue learning about our kind of process of getting Molly through text structures. So, you know that we got the flyer and from my cousin, and we were like, oh my gosh, got our attention. So then we read from the brochure about golden doodles, and then we were kind of like puppy adult. And I'm not adult person, I'm talking about an adult dog. Puppies are a lot of work. When we knew that, but we weren't sure how much work. We weren't really sure if you could get adult dogs, so we had to do a little bit of research. And this is a news article that I had read, and it's a little bit about puppy or adult golden doodle, or it is an article. I don't know if it was a magazine or a newspaper or whatever, but it's an article that gives you more information about puppies or adults. And it's one that I pulled information from. Like I really, truly wrote a lot of this. Well, I'll be honest. I really wanted Molly. So I wrote this and I gave it to Billy because I wanted him to know, like, magazine, news articles, this is what they're saying about puppies and adult dogs. So that has a big heading, puppy or adult golden doodle. Like that's the topic you're gonna learn about. And it's kind of a compare and contrast text feature because that was really our decision. Did we really want a puppy or do we want an adult dog that all the hard work's kind of done for you? I'll be honest. I wrote this to convince Billy that we wanted the puppy, right? He didn't really want to train a puppy. And Molly wasn't fully a puppy yet. Oh my gosh, I'm jumping way ahead. Guys, I forgot to get our brains and our bodies ready to learn. Okay, pause the story. Pause all stories. Let's get our brains and our bodies ready to learn. Ready? Stretch up to the ceiling. Oh, yes. And then down. Stretch up to the side and then over. Oh, yes. Make sure you are in something close to the green zone. Maybe you're a little yellow. Maybe you're a little blue. Trying to get yourself out of that with some deep breaths. Here we go. Again. Now we're ready. Brains and bodies are ready. Back to the story. Anyways, I wrote this article that you could have found in a newspaper or a magazine. I wrote it to convince Billy that I really, really wanted Molly, who was basically at the time she was like mid-puppy. She wasn't a year yet. She was probably like 6 months old, but she wasn't like puppy. So here we go. It says, all dogs start as puppies and grow into... Oh, I'm trying to get this super close. All dogs start as puppies and grow up to adults just as humans do. They are born as puppies, go through teenage years, and are then full-grown adults. Puppies require a significant amount of time and training. Some people purchase or adopt dogs when they are puppies. I'm reading this backwards, sorry. I can't do it anymore. When they are puppies that are just a few weeks old. Other people adopt dogs when they are a few months old. You can really adopt a dog at any stage of their life. So what I had learned from my research was that, and I researched articles similar to this, that dogs, as long as they're up for adoption, maybe they're taken to a kennel that takes care of them. Maybe someone decided they just couldn't care for them anymore, or they had to move and the place that they're moving to doesn't take dogs and they don't have control over where they moved. Or maybe they just decided, man, I can't give this dog like the love and care that it deserves. So it needs a different home. So they responsibly made that decision and they just took their dog to a kennel and where people could adopt it. So you can usually, if you want to buy a dog, you can usually, most people buy puppies. And then if you're buying a not puppy that's maybe a little older, normally you're adopting it from a shelter or something. And there is sometimes a fee with that. So if you're adopting a dog that's older is probably coming from a kennel, okay? So let's keep reading. There are pros and cons to getting a dog when they are a puppy or when they are a little older. If you adopt a puppy, you get to enjoy the very cute puppy stage, and they are so little and cuddly. You also have to potty train them so they don't have accidents in your home. If you adopt a dog who is older, they are already potty trained and usually trained to follow commands. If you get a dog when they are a puppy, you can train them to follow commands as you would like them to use the words you want them to follow. Puppies have to be trained to use a kennel as well and can't stay in there the entire day. Dogs who are a little older are usually used to being in their kennel and can be there while they're at work all day long. So this part of this article is comparing and contrasting, like puppies versus a little bit of a more grown dog. With puppies, you have to do this. With grown dogs, you have to do this. With puppies, you have to do this. With grown dogs, you have to do this. So that paragraph was kind of all comparing and contrasting the different ages of dogs that you could purchase or adopt, okay? And then the final paragraph of this article, because it's broken up into a heading in 3 paragraphs, is, and they each section kind of has their own main idea, right? So the top, the main idea was about how dogs, they start as puppies and then they grow in through teenage years and adults, and you can purchase or adopt one, but no matter what you do, they take significant time and energy from you, right? So last paragraph, no matter the decision you make, you have to be prepared to own a dog at any stage of their life. It is a lot of responsibility and you have to think about them all the time. You must take care of them each day and find someone to take care of them if you go on vacations. Dogs deserve a good life where they are loved and cared for. So that last paragraph is just reminding you, the reader, that it's a full-time responsibility, right? So when you buy a dog or you get a dog, you're choosing to take care of that dog for forever, and you're responsible for it, and you can't just leave it on its own, and you have to let it out for the bathroom in the middle of the night if they go to the bathroom. So this article kind of helped me show Billy what we're gonna have to do, and I wrote it. I tried to not write it with my opinion, but there is some of my opinion in there. But I was trying to convince him that Molly was basically the perfect dog, because she wasn't a puppy, but she was still puppy-ish, and she wasn't a full-grown dog. This article was to prove to him that she's perfect. You're perfect. Molly, you're perfect, aren't you? Hey, are you perfect? Yep, she's perfect. So this is another type, of text structure. This is an article. Whoopsies. So, and this one did some comparing and contrasting and some describing. So I should probably label these. So this is a flyer. This is over here a brochure. Hopefully I spell it brochure. And this is an article. Okay, now, so then here's what happens next in our journey to getting Molly. We decided that we were gonna adopt her. I was like, woo, full yes from the beginning, ready to go, wanted her, didn't care about how much it would cost to take her to the vet, didn't care about any of the expenses, didn't care that I'd have to walk her every day. I did not care. I really didn't think about it, to be honest, even though I wrote about it and told Billy about it. I wanted her. She was so adorable. I loved her. I wanted her. She was so sweet, so cuddly. Billy loved her from meeting her a couple of times, but he wasn't sure. He was like, Hannah, that's a lot of responsibility. You know, that changes what we do at night. When we come home, we can't just leave her. You know, if we get off work and then want to go out to dinner, we can't do that. We have to go home and let her out. And he just was thinking through all the different scenarios in his head. So eventually he agreed, and we got her, and it was the best ever for the most part. And I am going to, I've always been someone that journals. I write a lot of journals, and journals are actually a type of text structure. And whether you know it or not, a lot of what we've learned in history is from people's journals. They write journals, and then those journals, after they pass, have, become sources of information for whatever they were going through in their life or what that time period was like. So it's a source of information. So I have a journal here from the time that we got Molly, and I wrote in my journal. I'm only going to share a couple of the entries with you. I'm not going to obviously share my other pages with you because I don't want to tell you all my secrets, right? But journaling is a way where you can get your thoughts out, describe what's happening, and it's a source of information. It's a structure of text. So a lot of it is describing my feelings, describing what's happening, but some of it is cause and effect, like we got a dog and this is what happened, or we did this with her and this is what happened. There is sequence in it because you're telling it in the order. So I write about the first day we got her, and then each day kind of what's happening. So I'm going to read you 3 days of entries from my journal, okay, from when we got Miss Molly, all right? Okay, so journals always start with a date, and that's just how I don't write like Dear Journal or Dear Diary or anything. I'm writing it to myself, So I just write the date, and then I write. I write what I'm thinking, I write what I'm feeling. So here's what I wrote. April 2nd, 2017. We got Molly today. It's bittersweet to have her. I'm so excited because she is so very cute and sweet. I'm also a little sad because I know my cousin Adam loves her so very much. I know it was hard for him to give her up, but he is doing what is best for her. Today we are going to spend a lot of time with her and make sure she feels settled in. So reading that, it reminds me, and you can tell from that, I was excited, but I was a little nervous, and I was a little sad. I was a little sad for Adam because he was so sad to give her up, but he was doing what was best for her. So it was nice to have her, but I was also very nervous about having her. So then things get interesting on day 2. So let's read a little bit about Molly. She's barking. What happened on our second day of having Miss Molly. So April 3rd, 2017. Well, she broke out of her kennel and tore up some baskets. I'm not sure if she likes being in her kennel, but I don't think she's ready to be out. I can't figure out how she even got out of her kennel because the door was still shut when we got home, but she was out. It's like magic. Owning a dog is cool, but it's different. So you can kind of tell from my writing, like, I don't know really what to do. I'm a little hesitant about having a dog and being a dog owner, and are we good at it? And she broke out of her kennel, but the kennel was still locked when I got home. So this text structure is set up. All I'm really doing is telling my thoughts and my feelings and describing what was happening, but we're also learning from it, right? It is a nonfiction text feature because, oh my gosh, nonfiction. It's nonfiction information because it's a true event that happened. So then this is the last journal entry that I'm going to share with you, and it says April 4th, 2017. I am really glad we got Molly. She is such a happy dog. We are taking her on walks each day and playing with her. I think we need to take her to training classes soon. So that was kind of our start of, she's a good dog, but she has a lot of energy and she needs to listen to us a little bit better. I remember I didn't write it on that page, but the reason I said that we needed to take her to training classes is because one morning before work, she was outside and she was like refusing to come in, and I would go out to get her and she would run. And I was almost late for work trying to get her inside, and I was like, she has to learn to come when we say come. So we struggled through that, and now she's gone to training classes and she listens to us really well, except for obviously when I want her to come on camera, she doesn't listen. So that is a little bit more of our journey to getting Molly. And tomorrow I'm going to walk you through 2 things that we did with Molly soon after we got her, and something that we are still doing now. And they are also nonfiction text structures within these nonfiction pieces that I'm going to read you. Okay, so we have a little bit of time today, and let's continue with reading one of these books that we started last week, or 2 weeks ago maybe, A Dolphin's Body. This is being read with permission from Crabtree Publishing. So let's go ahead and get started. So I think adapted, no, not that one. Where? There was one, we read about dolphin senses. Do you guys remember that? Oh, the super sense. That's what I wanted to read about, the super sense. Actually, I think we read about the super sense. Intelligent animals, that's what it was, intelligent animals. So the heading says, intelligent animals, and there's real pictures on here. There is more to dolphins than the parts that make up their bodies. Dolphins are intelligent, and there are many things they can do that other animals cannot. Dolphins enjoy being in the company of other dolphins. They are social animals that are constantly making decisions about interacting with others. They communicate with one another using sounds and body language. They play together and cooperate in finding food. They make choices and need to be able to trust others with whom they swim, rest, and hunt. This subheading says, could that be me? One of the signs of high intelligence is self-recognition and self-awareness. Dolphins are able to recognize themselves in mirrors and know that they are distinct individuals. Humans and apes are the only other animals shown to have this ability. Wow, that's interesting. Captive dolphins can perform complex tasks and are capable of memorizing long routines. They also seem to have a sense of humor and often surprise their trainers. So this caption says, the bubbles made by these orcas may mean that they are making sounds. Could these dolphins be speaking? I don't know what the... Here I am, subheading. A dolphin uses a signature whistle or name to identify itself to the members of its group. It announces, here I am, by whistling its name. If a dolphin wants to call another dolphin by name, it will mimic or imitate his or her whistle. Hi, Molly. A mother whistles to her baby constantly so that the calves learn her name. The baby also develops its own whistle name. I had no idea about any of this. Do you speak dolphin? Dolphins use body language to communicate information such as direction or the location of prey. They may also have a language based on sounds, but humans have not yet been able to learn it. Besides the sounds that humans can hear, dolphins also make many sounds that are beyond the hearing of humans. Humans might not be able to understand dolphin language, but dolphins grasp some parts of human language with ease. Able to learn sign language. When researchers taught dolphin sign language, they found that dolphins learned it quickly and easily. Not only did a group of trained dolphins learn the meaning of more than 60 words, but they also understood sentences. They could follow directions given to them even when they were not familiar with a new sentence command. The dolphins were also able to follow directions on a video monitor. Most animals would think of the monitor as an object, but the dolphins actually watched what was on the screen and understood that directions were being given to them in a different way. All right? Okay, well, I hope that you had a great time learning with us. And Molly's bringing her ball back here. I will see you tomorrow to learn about 2 more types of text structures. Can you say bye? Come here. Say bye to these people. Oh, you're all wet. Did you go outside? Say hi. All right, we'll see you tomorrow to learn about training and taking baths, articles about those things. All right, thanks for watching. Bye, guys.
Teaching in Room 9 is made possible with support of Bank of America, Dana Brown Charitable Trust, Emerson, and viewers like you.